Animal Crossing villagers come in all different shapes, sizes, species, and personality types. Some villagers will live on your island long enough to build a bond with you, while others, you'll do anything to get them off your island. Sorry, Klaus, but have you ever sat and thought to yourself, I wonder who the most loved and hated villagers are in Animal Crossing. There are over 400 of them now, with the new Sanrio villagers being added. There must be some type of arbitrary list of the best and worst villagers of the game. Well, today I present to you the most recent list of best and worst villagers according to the Animal Crossing fan community. All data coming from Animal Crossing Portal, who runs these polls. I'll be showing you the most loved villager of every single species type, followed by the least liked villager of that same species. This, of course, is not my own opinion, but that of the community, so don't throw your stones at me. Look over there. With that said, let's get into the first species. Oh, and if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this on your timeline. I'm going to start with the duck villagers because who doesn't love a good old duck? Starting off with Molly. Molly is very inoffensive. She's very cute. She looks like a wholesome duck. She's a normal type villager and she's very sweet. So I understand the pick, but the worst duck according to the fans is Gloria, which I think is one of the biggest sins this community has ever done. I mean, look at the blue eyeshadow, the purple hair. Oh my gosh, the purple eye and the makeup. Beautiful. I love her. But the best deer, you say? Deer? Well, it is Fauna. Fauna is a lot like Molly, the Molly of the deer, if you will. She's sweet, she's a normal type villager, nothing really wrong going on with her. But the biker king, Bruce, everyone. People don't like the bikers, I guess. He just gives me big, heavy metal biker vibes. And I actually really like Bruce, but you know what? The community, you can't stop them. They love judging the cranky villagers. You'll see later on this list. The best goat villager, according to the fans, is Sherb. Now, I used to eat goat cheese and goat milk all the time until I put a little too much on a pizza one time, and it was just wild. So my perception of goats are all over in the mix. But the worst goat is Gruff. Why? Because he's green and looks like mucus? A little bit, but I think it's cool. You better rock that mucus, Gruff. Don't let anyone tell you you're not worth it. I think you're amazing, Gruff. But let's head over to the squirrels. As you know, Marshall is an amazing villager. He is the most loved villager out of all 400 of them, which is very impressive. People love Marshall, so good for him. All right, good for him. But the worst, Ricky. Wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh. Ariana Grande was not talking about this villager, but apparently you all were because you're just laughing at poor old Ricky. Yeah, he's my least favorite squirrel too. I can agree with the community. Although I do like his color scheme, it's kind of fun. Moving on over to the most loved species in Animal Crossing, the cats, we have Raymond, who is Marshall's only rival, the only one who has truly ever unseated him as the most popular villager. Obviously the most popular cat at that as well. But Monique! I know some of you like Monique. Don't lie. I'm not a liar. I love Monique. I think she's actually way better than Raymond. I might get a few dislikes for that, but I'm a warrior. I'm willing to take the criticism. Monique is amazing. But we move over to the octopus, and I always laugh whenever we have to rank octopus villagers because there's only 3 of them. It's like picking between your 3 kids. Well, y'all picked, and you picked for the amazing Zucker. That would be my pick too as the most loved, best octopus. Meanwhile, Octavian is the least favorite. Like I said, the community has some type of weird distaste for snooty female villagers and cranky male villagers. So you're going to see a lot of that on this list. So people didn't really like Octavian, maybe a little too angry. But Judy, showing up for the bear cub villagers. People love the twinkle twinkle little star in her eye and the super galaxy, like this is so 2016 YouTube, like galaxy slime and stuff all into one villager. I get why people like it. But the worst is Pudge, which I'm gonna go on a limb here. I actually think Pudge is a bit cuter than Judy. I like the scrunched up face and like kind of like weariness, but I guess people like confident villagers. Judy's very confident compared to Pudge. The second that Audie was announced for New Horizons, she was an instant fan favorite. From her super citrusy color scheme to her very fun personality and the glasses that hang at the very top of her ears, like kind of defying gravity, she's a classic. And then Poor Lobo. I think Lobo's maybe too ahead of his time for some people, a little too experimental. His really cool, bright yellow eyes might scare off a few people, and people typically like to prefer the cute villagers, like Meringue here, who is the most loved rhino villager. And I actually just ate a meringue for the first— oh, this sounds so bad. I'm sorry, meringue. Cover your ears. Can she even reach her ears with her arms? I don't know. They're kind of short. I just ate a meringue for the first time, and I actually kind of liked it a lot. And then we had Rhonda. Rhonda is like meringue, but without the fruit. I feel like if you put like a really cool fruit on Rhonda, she would go from least liked to most liked. It's power in the fruit, folks. Power in the fruit. Now, here is a dude who eats his fruits and vegetables. This is a jock villager named Dom. I feel like he went to the Dragon Ball Z world for a second and did a fusion ha dance with a peppy villager. He gives me peppy / jock fusion vibes. Over here, we have this villager, the legendary Kurlos. I actually really like Kurlos. I love his color scheme, but the audience is not really feeling him. I'm so sorry, Kurlos. I can try to campaign for you, but the audience is just not here. But the people love Coco. A lot of people come up to me like, oh, Coco like chocolate. No, no, no. Coco like coconut, which has 3 holes in it. I just Googled it. So yeah, she's modeled after a coconut, which I think is so cool. Moving on, we have Claude. Claude is not my favorite villager. He is also my least favorite bunny villager. So sorry. Not a huge fan at all. I understand why the community doesn't like him. I'm sorry, all Claude fans. But lucky. He's so lucky. He's a star, but is he? I think he goes to bed every night crying because he's wrapped in bandages after an accident. Or maybe he just feels lucky to still be alive, which I think is beautiful. Next up, we have Portia. I can't believe you all had the nerve to put Portia in last place. Not only do I think she's one of the best dogs, if not the best dog, but also during Cruella, when Dalmatians are back in, you know, pop culture. I don't agree, folks. I don't agree. But Rolled, I can agree with this. Rolled is definitely, no questions asked. Don't even look past, you know, question number 1. Rolled is definitely the best penguin villager, but the least favorite from the fans, Gwen. Not Gwen Stefani, not Gwen from Total Drama Island. 2, I would say, superior Gwens. I think those Gwens are amazing. This Gwen is alright. You know, she is not the best Gwen, but she is an alright Gwen. Julian, though, if you love horses, I know some of you probably ride horses. You know, it's a very popular pastime. Julian would probably ride into space. He's like a space horse, which I think is so cool for all the space cowboys. But the least favorite horse is Ed. Now, I actually did not know Ed existed till, well, now. I think Ed's awesome. Look at that pink eyeshadow. Yes, queen. I love it so much. But I guess people don't like Ed. Well, there's that. Apple, you know, the doctor once told me, eat a doctor, oh, no, not eat a doctor, oh my gosh, eat an apple a day, the doctor goes away or whatever. But don't eat Apple because she's amazing. She's obviously one of my favorite villagers. No questions asked. But Soleil always finds her way at the bottom of these videos list. I don't know why. I think she's everything. I love her color scheme. I love her hair, but the audience said, no, no, no. Sorry, Soleil. We're not into it. So I guess that's that. Sometimes I look outside the window and hope one day that I'll see Apollo flying around the sky. Sometimes I see very big birds. I'm like, is that Big Bird from Sesame Street? No. Is that Apollo from Animal Crossing? No. Well, I guess I'll go back inside. Apollo's an amazing villager. Love him. But Buzz? Buzz is what's buzzing for me. I think Buzz is all the buzz, all the rage. But the audience does not like Buzz. Why? I don't know. Again, they don't like jock villagers, they don't like cranky villagers, and they don't like snooty villagers. That's the big takeaway. Tia, if you want to take anything home, you can take some tea home because Tia's right to serve some tea. My favorite thing is when Animal Crossing makes villagers that are spot on, like on the nose, like Apple. She's a hamster that looks like an apple. Tia is an elephant that has a tea for a head, teacup. It's so funny. I love it. Then we have Aloy, which, you know, she's the least favorite elephant. I think a lot of the elephants are super cute, so I guess one of them have to be at the bottom. So I guess it has to be her. But for the koalas, Melba. I have have been very honest with you all, and I don't really like the koalas too much in Animal Crossing, but Melba is definitely a great one, a strong choice for number 1. I love the soft pinks, like going and fading from the white on her ears. It looks really cool. And then also Yuka, which is the least favorite. Again, people just don't like snooty villagers, but I think her dark blue is a very strong color choice that I really like, but I guess some people just don't like it. Bianca is the most loved tiger villager. I love Bianca. Her spots are so cool. I love that light, like sky mint blue. And who doesn't love cheetah print? I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't like cheetah print. So we have Claudia here, which I almost brought to my island a few times because I think that pink is everything. That hot pink. Oh yeah, it's so in right now, that hot pink. And then combo with the blue. I don't know why the audience doesn't like her. I think she's awesome. We have Elvis here, not to be confused with Elvis Presley, and also like not influenced by Elvis, which I think is interesting because, as I was just saying, villagers are often very spot on with their name and their design. They usually are so one the same. Mott, I don't know. I think there's something very like innocent and like quirky and fun about Mott. I think he has some like charm to him. He looks like he just got out of school and he's, you know, studying for his English test next month or something like that. I don't know. I like his design. We are in Gay Pride Month, and Gail has the name Gay in the first 3 letters, so we have to give her bonus points for that. But I love all the hearts. It's amazing. I think it's a fantastic design. And we have Allie, who literally has the word ally in her name, so another like Gay Pride Month booster point for her. No, but in all seriousness, I think both these villagers are amazing and some of the best alligators, so it stinks that one of them had to be the worst. Moving on to the cows, Tipper. Tipper is fantastic. I mean, that shirt alone gives her a 10 out of 10. And she's very a traditional cow. You know, you think of a cow, Tipper's that cow done very, very well. But on the other hand, people don't like Naomi, which I think is weird because I think Naomi is so much more stylized and cool and has much more unique elements to her than Tipper does. But again, the community just does not like snooty villagers for some reason, except Judy. Rodeo is the most loved bull villager, and I could not agree more. Rodeo looks straight out of a Zelda game for some reason. Does anyone else see it? I could see him totally being like one of Ganon's minions in Zelda, which I think is just such a cool design. And then over here, Vic, who is obviously inspired by Vikings. Woo! Vikings are pretty cool. But I guess the audience is like, screw Vikings. Okay, fine. Over here for the best frog, we have Lily. I could actually not disagree more. I think Lily is cute, but there are so many better frog villagers like Camo Frog and Croquet and the amazing Drift. So I don't really agree with this choice. And putting Gigi in last place with that beautiful necklace, the super cool purplish pink like color scheme and the awesome eyes, totally disagree with you, community, on this one. I'm so sorry. I could not disagree more. Bella, the Avril Lavigne of Animal Crossing. I love this villager. So punk rock. I love. Great choice. Rizzo, on the other hand, I don't know what's really going on with Rizzo's design. Those ears, the mice's ear in Animal Crossing, they're literally the size of their body. They're bigger. The ears of the mice in Animal Crossing are the size of the bodies. I can't with it. It's amazing. This is the only Sanrio villager that made it on this list, best or worst. So I'm really happy that one of them made it. Rila is the most loved gorilla villager now, and she's of course inspired by Hello Kitty, which I think is amazing. Boyd, on the other hand, is the community's least favorite gorilla villager. I think compared to the other gorillas, I can see why, just because there's nothing really too fun going on with this design compared to a villager like Rocket. Goose is the favorite chicken, which I don't know about that, especially when you look at the next one. I might be going, wild. I don't know. Maybe you'll disagree with me. Comment down below. But I think this other villager, who is the worst according to the fans, is actually my favorite. Brofina, her color scheme, and she's like a fiery rooster. I think it's awesome. Her shirt/dress, whatever she's wearing, is so awesome, and all the layers are beautiful. I think Brofina washes Goose away. Duck Duck Goose, you just got it in my opinion. Walt. Amazing kangaroo villager. I like the kangaroos, but this is a very good choice. His color scheme is sweet. I love the scar on his face. Everything about him is amazing. While Rooney, on the other hand, I will totally agree with the audience on this one that Rooney is my least favorite, and I would say the worst kangaroo. I just don't really like that type of yellowish green. It's my least favorite color, so yeah, I can agree with that. Midge is the best bird, and yeah, Midge is adorable. The spirals on their face remind me so much of Naruto. Naruto used to have those spirals on his face. I think it's so cool. Love the pink. While Robin is the least favorite. Yeah, I mean, not the best villager design in my opinion, but I do think that sunset color underneath the moon, midnight sky blue on the top of Robin's face is a really cool contrast. The best pig is Agnes, and I could definitely agree. I love Agnes's eyes. Also, the name Agnes is very in right now because of how big WandaVision was, so you gotta stand her for that. As for the worst piggy, it is Curly, and I think Curly is hilarious. I love Curly's design. I think he's the perfect pig villager, just looks very silly and so happy. I don't get it. I don't get the hate. Flora is the chat's, there's no chat here, but I'm pretending it's like there's a chat, but Flora is the chat's favorite ostrich. I definitely disagree. I love Phoebe so much. She's my favorite ostrich villager. I'd put her in that first spot, but Sandy is the least favorite. The ostriches are a very strong species, so if you had to put one of them in last place, I can understand the Sandy pick, but I do think Sandy's pretty cool too. Antonio has been and always likely will be the audience's most loved anteater villager. He's just really cool. I love the color scheme of like the feathers in the back, and I really think his expressions are fun. But when you look at the worst, I mean, come on now. The Animal Crossing community doesn't like the anteater villagers, doesn't like snooty villagers, and honestly probably doesn't like a snooty anteater villager named Snooty. So I can understand why they voted this way, especially knowing what they like and don't like. Teddy, I love Teddy Grams. I love teddy bears, so I like the name Teddy, and I think Teddy's very cool for a bear villager. Bears are one of my favorite animals IRL, but they haven't really done them too much justice in Animal Crossing, at least for my taste. I think a polar bear villager needs to happen soon. Groucho is the worst villager for bears, according to the chat. Again, there isn't a chat, but I'm referencing the community when I say that. Anyways, Biff is sweet. That red is actually phenomenal. For a red hippo villager, oh my gosh, I love the color red. I love hippos in real life. I think this is a great choice. But meanwhile, Harry, yeah, with that mustache, he definitely lives up to the name Harry. I think the mustache is incredible. So I definitely am not going to knock him for that. But I'm guessing that's why the audience doesn't like him, because I think people don't really like super big mustaches. But I think it's sweet. Sherry is the most loved monkey villager. I think Sherry's amazing. She left such an impact on my island. She was the first islander to ever live on my island. She lasted for such a long time, about a year. So I think she's amazing. But Elise, she is the least liked monkey according to the audience. I don't know why. I think her glasses are adorable. I think she's really cool. I like her design a lot. So I don't really get the. Is that the end? Yeah, it is. So sorry, but we ran out of species. I don't know what to tell you. Thanks so much for watching. I need you to comment down right now. What shocked you the most? Which one do you disagree with the most? What was that controversial pick from the Animal Crossing community? You know that I have a lot of opinions on this, and I disagree with them on many different occasions. So I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. I'll probably do these videos every 3 months or so now, because I used to do it every single month, and that was a little too much. So I'll probably update you about every quarter of the year on who the most loved and least loved villagers are in this game. Thanks so much for watching, and again, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for more videos just like this. And there's a playlist right in front of you with all my Animal Crossing ranking videos and ranking live streams, so go check that out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.